If you have been wondering which is the best bronzer to be a golden goddess this summer, stay tuned because I am going to be reviewing and ranking the top 10 bronzers from Sephora. Make sure to stay to the very end so you can see the shocking result. I was blown away by who took the #1 spot. Starting off with the least expensive, the first one is from Sephora. Oh, it is medium coverage. It is a matte finish and it is vegan. This is their new formula. Their old formula was highly rated, but they just released this new formula. I am finding that even though it's supposed to be light, which I would think means blendable, I'm having a hard time to blend. So no bronzer. We're gonna keep this side empty to compare. Not blending as easily as I would like. It did feel very, very smooth. But for whatever reason, it just doesn't seem to be like really sticking to my skin. Rare Beauty's Warm Wishes Bronzer. This retails for $26. It has a rating of 4.5 stars. Vegan, lightweight coverage. It's supposed to be long wearing with no parabens. I do wish, of course it does go up, I wish it went all the way down. This is as low as it gets. And my issue is once you put on the cap, it gets really, really dirty around here. I do wish that it went completely flat. Very easy to blend. Really great natural coverage. If you just don't want something super intense, you're running errands, it's a natural kind of day, this is beautiful. No bronzer. Bronzer. Makeup by Mario, his Soft Sculpt Powder Bronzer. This retails for $32. It has a matte finish and is vegan. It is very easy to blend out despite it being so much coverage. Beautiful formula. The Anastasia Matte Cream Bronzer. Now this retails for $35. It is fragrance free and has no parabens. It is rated 4.5 stars on Sephora.com. Let's blend this out a little bit more. I do specifically like this contour brush from MAC because it is more dense, so it will help really pack on the product. But clearly this doesn't need any help with that. So bronzer side versus no bronzer. Benefits Hoola bronzer. This was the Allure 2020 Best Beauty Award winner. You can't really talk about bronzer without mentioning Hoola, the OG bronzer. I always liked this because if you are someone who doesn't want a bronzer that is extremely warm and almost mimics the look of a contour, but without being as gray, it's just still such a staple. No bronzer. HAUS Labs Power Sculpt Bronzer. It is well loved by me, so definitely not a new purchase. This retails for $38 and it had a rating of 4.6 on Sephora.com. I am so impressed. I have been doing makeup for 16 years. It is safe to say that I have used a lot of different brands. I have done every skin tone and age that you can think of, ethnicity. And when I say a brand impresses me, I mean this really impresses me, especially because Lady Gaga is she's not a makeup artist. She's just a celebrity, and so many celebrities are starting their own brands right now and trying to branch out. Whoever she hired to make her brand and create her formulas, my hat off to you, Lady Gaga, because all of the products that I have tried so far from HAUS Labs, like, winner. Bronzer side. So if my skin looks a little dewy, it is because I put on Vaseline because it is feeling a little bit chafed, a little raw from all of the wiping and removing. We have Pat McGrath, also rated 4.6 on Sephora. It retails for $39. It is her Skin Fetish Divine Bronzer. Okay, so like I said, $39, matte finish and medium coverage, but so interested. Like, I feel like I have all this buildup because it was so highly rated. I actually bought this online and did a pickup, so I just kind of guessed and hoped for the best as far as color. Definitely loving this color. I was worried it would be too light, because again, I do like my bronzers pretty deep and bronzy. Okay, the hype is real. Pat, I mean, she is a makeup artist, so she's an amazing makeup artist and has been doing makeup for umpteen years, so I mean, oh wow. This definitely went on very easy. I love the color. Not a huge color range. I want to say there's like 4 or 5. But for me, this is definitely a great shade. No bronzer. Anastasia Contour Kit. I know you're like, Christy, why are you giving us a contour kit? I use this on my clients all the time. The bronzers in this kit, they're so amazing, so I had to add it in. This retails for $40, and I will be sticking with the 2 bronze shades. I will not be using the contour. It's so velvety. It's a very, very lightweight texture, and it just blends so easily. Like, it's very buildable, so if you want to keep adding, you can. It's just so great. Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Matte Bronzer. Very old. I have had this since 2021. It retails for a whopping $58. I have the shade Tan. It is vegan. It is made with hyaluronic acid. I'm a really big fan of her products. Obviously, another really great makeup artist. And for me, this tone, it just really is great. Not too red and not too warm. It blends very easily. It's very rare when I don't like a Charlotte product. I'll definitely say that. I just think bronzer makes the biggest difference. Last but definitely not least is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Cream Bronzer. Also in the shade Tan number 3. Retails for $58. This is long wearing. It says up to 16 hours. It is cruelty free and good for combination normal and dry skin. I think I went a little overzealous this time. Definitely great coverage. It does blend very, very easily. I am a really huge fan of her products, but I also think, you know, at this price point, you can get other products like the Anastasia Cream Bronzer is very wonderful and about half the price. I get that the product is so huge and it'll last you forever, but that can be, you know, we don't always want to spend that much on a bronzer. For the final review, I'm going to rate the Sephora as the worst. I hate saying that, but the original formula was rated very high. This one, however, really disappointed me. Not only did I have to put a lot on, and it's okay if it's supposed to be more, like it said, it's medium coverage, it's supposed to have a natural finish, but I still felt like I had to really go in just to see anything. And then when it was on, I didn't think that it blended easily. It was definitely by far the most difficult to blend out. For the number one spot, I'm actually gonna give a tie-ish. I guess it is a tie, but one is cream, one is powder. The cream is Rare Beauty. Again, I love a very full coverage bronzer. I want my bronzer to be bronzing, okay? But I still feel that the application went on very smooth. It was pigmented enough to where if you wanted to build on top of it, maybe place a different powder bronzer on top, or if you're running around town, you want to quickly have a little something, maybe you really just are more of a soft, natural glam. It blended out beautifully. The tone was great. Very, very pleased with the formula as well as the price. For $26, she made a wonderful bronzer. And Pat McGrath Labs. I am very surprised. Going in, I thought, because I had already used HAUS Labs before, I have it in my makeup kit, and I absolutely love the formula. So I thought, oh, even with these new bronzers that I'm gonna try, I'm sure HAUS Labs is still gonna be my number one. And it is up there. But I really did fall in love. That's what I put all over now, is the Pat McGrath. And I see why it's also highly rated. The HAUS Labs and Pat had the highest ratings at 4.6, but the Pat McGrath, I think, has a lighter texture, and so if you're newer to makeup, it just might be a little bit easier to blend. And the color was amazing. I will say though, it is the second to the last deepest shade. And I am obviously not very deep. That's a little concerning. HAUS Labs does have more shades than Pat McGrath. Today, that Pat McGrath, it really blew me away. How easy it went on, the color, the undertone, not too orangey, not too gold. Just, I mean, like Goldilocks, just right. There we go, Pat McGrath and Rare Beauty for the number one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know if you have tried any of these. I want to hear from you. And that's all. Thanks again, and I will see you soon. Mwah! Toodaloo!